Welcome to an incomplete guide to personal growth. We invite you to take a breath and take a listen to our podcast that explores the wonder, humor, challenges, and sometimes those self-inflicted wounds on a journey of personal growth.
Our weekly podcast conversations include stories, resources, and tools that you can incorporate into your daily life. We're the mother-daughter duo of Sydney
And Kelly. Happy Tuesday, Sydney.
Happy Tuesday, Mom.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I always say that.
You do?
I do.
Waiting for the day you don't.
One day I won't. That's right. You're going to be heading off to Vegas.
Yes, from when we're recording this weekend.
Yeah,
go.
that's going to be great.
It'll be fun. I'm going. I've got a friend, literally the only one I've really kept in contact with from high school. I'm gonna go visit her.
It's
it's
not
literally
so. Because who do you go play with all the time?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking of continuous contact. But
Yeah,
that's true. I have a couple.
You reunited with you.
Yeah, but she's one of the few.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
That I've kept in contact with since high school.
Yeah.
And she lives in Vegas as a nuclear pharmacist, like one of the coolest job titles I think anybody could manufacture.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just
So
going
you're
to go
gonna
visit
do
her.
that.
It's her 30th birthday.
And you know what?
So we're going to go party it up.
We'll never know what you do because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Stays in Vegas.
Huh.
You know it.
Yeah. Well, I guess if I ask her, it'd be okay because she's in Vegas.
She's in.
Oh, I have a loophole.
Oh my gosh.
I found a loophole to find out.
I will say the one thing I know we're doing is there's this Ferris wheel. I guess it's outside of Caesar's Palace or near there, and it's called the High Roller. We're gonna go and do that, and they have a happy. I guess it's like one of those really slow ones, like the London Eye. How slow it is.
Yeah.
You can do a happy hour while you're on.
Oh, that's
You know
pretty cool.
the Ferris wheel,
That
very
is
Vegas
cool.
style. So
My papers are over here.
yeah, but they don't work. That's
One of them
the-
do. One of them does. One of them do.
Okay.
One of them didn't print right. This other one did, just in case I needed.
Just in case you did.
Like
Okay,
I
good.
ever looked at my notes. Okay.
That's so funny. Oh, but yes, I'm excited. I haven't seen her. It's literally been
a while.
I think almost 5 years.
No.
Yes, the last
pandemic?
Yeah, that was
the last time you
2020.
saw
That was
her?
the last time I saw
thought
her.
you saw her one more time.
I don't think.
No, but y'all are talking all the time.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
We go in spurts, but yeah, we do
Yeah.
talk a lot. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I don't think
I
I've seen
thought
her
there
since-
was one more time that she came here that you happened to be in town.
Oh,
Maybe
maybe.
not, for coffee or something.
for coffee or something. But
Maybe
still,
met
it's been a
up. But it's
long
been a
time.
long time that
Yeah.
y'all spent extended
So
time.
I'm excited.
Fun.
And isn't this quite the time to be talking about spirituality
and Vegas.
and the body.
My.
And the body right before I go to Vegas.
Well, you know,
It's good.
Everything's sacred.
It is. That's right. So, yes, we're
Yes.
finishing up our series, talking a lot about the body and the way the world interacts
Yeah.
with our body
Yeah.
and stuff. So kind of talking about spirituality. And I think we both got the nice memo. If you're not watching on YouTube, we're both kind of dressed a little more relaxed, I feel like, today.
Yeah,
I'm
very
dressed- I
comfortable.
purposefully
I
dressed
just always
comfy.
dress comfortable because that's who I am now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I feel like today I purposefully kind of did.
Did you?
Because we said we were talking about this before and how this is just kind of going to be more of like a conversation. Because
Very
it's hard.
conversational.
A lot of times we do prepare. We have bullet points.
we
We have some
always
background.
prepare.
Yeah, we always prepare. But this one I think is going to work better as a more free flow. And we have some specific points. I do have a few questions, but I think some stuff is going to be branching off of it. So
I think,
we went with the comfy.
Yeah, because I didn't want to
chatty
do a lot
mood.
of research on this.
Yeah.
Because I think
It's
for me, it's an experience.
Yeah, I like that. So with the mind and body, the first thing, so we'll talk a little bit about religion just because
Spirituality and body.
I know,
Yeah.
but we're going to touch on
Yes.
a little bit about the
Okay.
different religions and how
Yes.
they talk about it.
The mind and body. you
Yes.
said. Okay.
And then we can tie it in.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
yeah, I feel like as from the Christian standpoint, we're told a lot about different texts that kind of pit the mind and body against each other. Like the body is something that you're supposed to be able to control. The body is where quote unquote sin happens. It's like, and your mind and your inner self is supposed to overcome it almost. I feel like Paul a lot kind of writes in that way. So I feel like if you grew up in that type of talk, like your body is like something to be controlled, then it can be difficult now to have the mindset that your body is sacred.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So that could be a background maybe some of our listeners are coming from.
Some of the listeners,
you know?
Right. And I think there's always that the dualism. The body's corrupt. The
mind is
spirit
supposed to
and
be
the
pure
spirit is
or whatever.
not.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes at some point it was like, well, we're just going to, it's about going to heaven anyway. And put the body on the side. Put the body aside.
Mm-hmm. But I think as you dig deeper into some of the different religions of the world, they all have tie-ins. They all talk about diet at some point. They all talk about movement, exercise, and all of them tend to have some sort of cleansing, cleaning ritual as well.
Yeah, they are. Right. And I can't speak for other religions what I can read and that kind of thing, but it does. They all do speak of that.
Yeah, because Judaism, you've got some follow a special kosher diet.
Yes.
And then in Islam, they avoid like pork and stuff. And then in Christianity too, during Lent, some will forego meat on Fridays or whatever it is.
Right.
And talks about, and then I'm sure Buddhism talks about clean eating.
It does as well. Yeah. Before cleansing before engaging in worship type of things as well.
Yeah.
So
then I'll talk about like movement and exercise in some way. And then I think whenever it comes to Christianity and like cleansing, I think of Jesus washing our feet, and and we go through baptism, which is with water and cleansing. All that sort of thing. They all kind of touch on those aspects, which heavily ties in the body to your spirituality.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah. I think that.
Yeah. So we were talking before. You kind of gave a little bit of a definition of what you think spirituality is. So what is?
What did I say?
I don't know.
Okay. I thought you wrote it down.
No.
Okay. Mine is very simple. I just truly think it's my personal experience with God or spirit or universe, higher power, whatever you want to call that, whatever your name is for that, it's beyond me, and there's a mystery with that.
Yeah.
And so it is my personal experience of that. And so when somebody talks about their experience, I can't say, well, that's not so.
Yeah.
Because that's their experience. And so it's our personal way of interacting with the world even.
Yeah.
Of moving in
that's,
the world.
I think, what you talked about was spirituality is how we interact with the world.
Right.
And move within it.
And understand it to be not just about me. It's about something greater than me. And I can't help but think also, for me, my spirituality is the interconnectedness of all things. And that's a part of my understanding and my experience of spirituality.
So can you talk even zoom in a little bit and talk about how that ties into your body?
Yeah. I've always been, but I grew up in a sports-minded family. So I have always been active. Playing in the streets with the kids in the neighborhood,
basketball for
walking to school, all that, very physical.
Yeah.
And I know that when I don't, when I sit too much, if I don't do any kind of exercising, I just get sedentary.
Yeah.
My whole being does. And when I get out, when I run in the morning, when I walk,
maybe that feeling is you almost kind of close in a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or you turn inward.
Too inward. And when I go out, when I'm walking, when I'm wogging, as I do now, it's my mind frees.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is a spirituality that it is sacred. That time is sacred to me. And I'll be, doing my thing, and my mind can free up to think other thoughts, to concentrate. Sometimes I'll focus on a koan or a scripture or something, and that's my time. And wonderful thoughts come that may not if I was just sitting looking at a wall.
Yeah.
And one of the things for me it's so sacred is that I know I won't always be able to do this. I know that my body has limitations.
Yeah.
And everyone's does.
Yeah.
And so every morning that I go out, and when I hit the bottom of our driveway before I come up, I do, in my mind, and sometimes out loud, I just say, thank you that I did this today, that I can do this, because tomorrow I may not be able to.
That's so good.
And that's a fact. I don't know when I will, and hopefully it'll go from running to walking.
Yeah.
But it may not even be that. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to get out and do that tomorrow. So I'm thankful each time. And that
that's cool.
Yeah.
To like have that kind of
it is sacred to me, that movement and that time.
Yeah. And I think, so you have movement, and then you have, it's your free time to think about whatever. I do movement, and I use it so I literally just don't think.
Well, and and that's sacred.
Just to have, that's how, for me, I can get that quiet in my mind.
Yes. And I mean, to me, and a lot of runners will say that too.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not that I look at something to think. I wait and see what rises.
Yeah.
And people may rise, a koan, a scripture, whatever may rise. And I go, well, that's it you're meant to think on this.
Yeah.
This is cool. What you're meditating on.
Yeah.
Because it becomes a meditation almost, right? And so that's sacred time that for you too, you see what happens to your brain.
Yeah.
When you're thinking on I watched a special last night, and it's not a special, it's a PBS series with Kelly Corrigan.
Oh.
And season 7, I don't know where the other seasons are, but season 7 is all on wellness and well-being.
Oh, cool.
And one of the episodes, they're like 20, 30 minutes. And I listened to one, and it was talking about movement and what that does for your brain. And the
hippocampus.
Right? Yeah, the hippocampus, and what that does, that movement. And they tied it some to spirituality. And anyway, she has a whole series on wellness and movement and spirituality.
Yeah.
And it really ties into what we're talking about. So I'll put that on there. It's fascinating.
Yeah. So when it comes to our bodies, and we think about spirituality, and I think as people kind of delve into it, they can start to think of their core self as sacred being, whatever. How, what are maybe phrases used or something? How do you think about your body as sacred?
Oh, okay. Well, I think that when we are born, we have that spark of people call it the spark of the divine. We are divine beings. We are spiritual beings, first of all.
Yeah.
We really are born that way. That's what my thinking is. And so we're divine. And if we are, quote, if our body houses the temple of God, which is one of the scriptures, well, shouldn't I care? And if I can keep my body the best it can be, and there are limitations with everyone's body, no matter what it is, we have limitations. But what can I do within the body that I have?
Yeah.
And how can I interact with the world as I see it, be a part of, and contribute good to the world? How can I do that with this body? Well, if I don't take somewhat good care of it, that limits me even more.
Yeah.
If I take better care, then I have more energy. If I'm putting the right foods in, if I am exercising, somehow gives me energy. I've never really figured that.
I know,
but there's a science to it. I know there is. But, it gives me more energy to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it also puts me in a better mindset as I interact with other people. So it all is so interwoven.
It is. Yeah.
That I just think it's sacred.
Yeah. And I think for me, definitely a big motivator is I want to be able to move in the world how I want. I want to be able to run after Charles. I want to be able to pick him up. I want to be able to go up some flights of stairs and not feel like so, it's like I want to just do things. But if you're not treating your body and giving it the time that it needs, then it's not going to be able to, do the things you want, right?
And this, let me separate, because as you're talking, we get confused with keeping ourselves and doing the best for our body with shape.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That's separate.
Yeah.
We all have different body types. We all have different shapes. And that's good.
Yes.
And what we can do to be the optimal health versus shape.
Yes. Yeah.
It's about health. You can be really skinny as can be.
But be unhealthy.
Be unhealthy. So there's just, it's the whole of it.
Yeah.
And I want to just, because of society and what we have
and what they say.
done.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. But yes.
That.
And I definitely know at different parts of my journey that has been part of the goal, but now I'm shifting, I want to shift my mindset to be more positive. And a lot of that is just like, well, I just want to be able to move how I want. If I can do the physical things I want to do in my life, then like I've achieved, I'm good. Like my body is, my body is helping me. I'm helping my body. Like it's a good relationship,
Yeah. And again, no matter, we all have limitations. One of the guys on the show last night had been in an accident. He had his legs were both amputated below the knees. Oh, wow. And part of his arm. He's living a full life with the body he has.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, and the other thing, like right now, I'll just say I'm dealing with the neck and shoulder thing going on.
Yeah.
Well, I can meditate all I want. That's not going to loosen up the muscles.
No.
And that's not going to stretch out what I need to be and strengthen. I've got to do both. How does that affect me? Well, I get headaches. Yeah. Well, when I get headaches, I can't interact the way I want to interact with my world.
Yes.
And sometimes I can prevent those.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't. But if I can do the best I can to prevent them most, and if I can get this neck and shoulder thing in a better position, I'll have more energy in a different way. And so my spirit, my body, my spirituality helps me to know to sustain that when I get frustrated, to go,
no, it's important.
It could be a lot worse, Kelly. Get a grip and then do your part. And then you'll be as healthy as you can be.
Yeah. So your spirit kind of helps you.
It's interwoven.
Push through with your body. Yeah.
Yeah. They go hand in hand. For me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And okay, so we've talked a lot. This is my youngin' mind thinking. So we've talked about, and the body is a gift, the body is sacred. And at the same time, I think, my body's a gift, but like that takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes sacrifice to like keep it, like I turned 30 this year, but I'm not there yet. But it's like, okay, well, if I want to feel good and feel like I can move and do my exercises, well, I can't have alcohol every night. That means I can't have ice cream every night. I probably that's the sacrifice. I wake up, a little before 6 every morning so I can get my exercise in before I have the rest of my day, because otherwise I don't have any time.
You don't get it.
And it's just like, it takes, to me, I call them sacrifices.
They are sacrifices, or maybe they're offerings. Maybe they are, the twist of that is this: you're sacrificing, quote, for a healthier body. Alcohol every night, ice cream every night, you're sacrificing a different part of your body. There's a sacrifice either way.
Yeah.
Either way, there will be a sacrifice.
True. Yeah.
It just depends on how you look at it. It can be, because I did the same thing when y'all were little. I got up
Yeah.
Early.
All the time.
Early.
Yep.
And luckily we had street lights back then.
Yes.
Because where we
I know
live
where
now,
you
they
are now. You
don't. So
don't.
I get outside with my little flashlight.
Flashlight.
But
Yes.
it was a sacrifice, but it was also a gift to myself to feel better.
Yeah.
And that gift to myself ended up being a gift to the people around me.
Yeah, that's true. Because then we got a better version of you.
So you can look at this as a gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of just to yourself versus a sacrifice.
Yeah.
You're giving yourself that time where your mind goes to other.
That's going to take some practice.
But don't you afterwards?
Oh, you always feel so good.
Yes, and your mind was gone for a little while to a different place.
But it's like it's like the prep work, so I feel because like the prep work so that I feel like I can go and work out means like the night before I need to be somewhat responsible and like I need to be eating in a certain way most of the time. Life is enjoyed too. Yeah. But it's just like there's all this stuff you got to do. Or not do.
Right? And it just, and I just try to remember, because I get up so early too and go and, right, and it's like, if I think about it, then it messes it up. I just have to go. And if I'm having a hard time, I think, remember how you feel at the end? Oh, I love that feeling. Yeah. And I love the sweat.
Yeah.
I love it. Just as, for me,
it's release.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Toxins be gone. I don't know.
Yes.
It's a new product I'm going to be.
Toxins be gone.
But it's so it's a gift.
Yeah.
Because down the road, it's a gift to yourself.
Yeah.
Because it builds to when you get, even before you get my age, the impact is there, and it's a benefit.
Yeah. Well, and what you've started to say is like you've felt better at 50 than you did at 30 or something.
I did because
it's kind of when you started
pregnant at 30 or something around there, and I was not doing the regular exercise.
Yeah.
And so when I did, but I had been doing that for quite a while, but I did feel good at 50, and it's a blessing. I just think that, our bodies can be, and they can also be quite frustrating when they're not, the shape that we want.
Yeah.
Or we have illness. There was somebody on a class I was on last night with long COVID. Ugh. And she said, I began to go, wait, I have to walk with this. And she can find ways to live and have a fruitful life.
Yeah, with it. Knowing
the ebbs and flows of it. And so, 18 months, I think she said.
Wow.
And so there are, our circumstances aren't perfect. My dad, he can't see.
He cannot see. No.
He broke his hip, and that did some taking. But he goes to the gym.
Work out.
And he goes a couple times to the senior center. And he said, I'm the only one that does that here regularly. And he said, I don't know why they don't. Yeah. I don't know why everybody doesn't want to keep their body the best they can be.
Yeah. And he's always valued, being able to move.
So it's,
just and you can at least maintain some level of muscle.
He wants to do the best that he can be at that point.
Yeah.
So
and
I can have that.
And I like remembering the time between like the spiritual like inner self can help like motivate and push you through during whatever your body is going through. When it's really good and you're feeling good, then it's like that can kind of just give you a little boost. And then you're going through something like a long-term injury or illness or whatever, your spirituality can say, it's okay, but do what you can. It's like, do what you can. And life ebbs and flows, and you can like kind of have that inner strength there.
And we can learn from those times. Definitely learn, because I know I am, because I put this off for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just thought it would go away and that I could manage it myself.
Yes.
And change nothing and it would go away. Well, that's not the reality.
That's not how it works.
So.
Yes. Yeah. Even at this age, you still have to learn.
I have to learn. Oh, thank goodness I do. Oh, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't discover new things all the time. I don't know what I would do. I don't know.
That sounds like half sarcastic, half sincere.
No, it's sincere. Okay. I really don't know what I would do if I didn't learn all that.
Okay.
If there was nothing new.
Yeah, that'd be boring.
Oh, new insights, new experiences.
Man.
Yeah.
You're just You're so good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's our kind of tie in spirituality of the body. It is all interconnected. And I like that spirituality is how you're in the world. How are you when you're in the world?
In the world.
And so that's tied to your body.
It's to your body. It's your higher power, your God. It's all.
Yeah. All connected. So hopefully you learned a little bit about your body and how it interacts with all parts of yourself.
Yes.
This past month. And then next month we're going to be kind of taking a little turn towards some suffering. And it sounds depressing, but it's not as depressing as you think. So we're going to turn a little bit to suffering, and we should also be having another interview with an author of a book that we'll disclose later. So that should be also really fun at the end of the month. But so we have exciting things. If you have any notes, anything you'd like to share about this past month, we'd love to hear it for sure. You can find us on Instagram. We've got a Patreon. We've got our Facebook page, wherever you can find us.
So we look forward to next week when we take a breath and take a listen.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of An Incomplete Guide to Personal Growth. There are many ways you can stay connected. Follow us on Instagram at An Incomplete Guide Podcast, where you can sign up for our email list and get posts that delve deeper into our weekly topics. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast page wherever you listen to your podcasts. We would really appreciate a rating and sharing us with your family and friends.
We're so glad you chose to spend your time with us and hope there was a thought, a resource, or a laugh that you can take on your journey. We'll be here every Tuesday for you to take a breath and take a listen.